Hey everyone, it's Tim from timgagnon.com and I'm back with another episode of
What's That Color?
For this video, I want to talk a little bit about purple. You can use purple right out of the tube. You can buy it, whether you're using oil paint or acrylic. There's a lot of variety of purples and violets that you can use. But what if you don't have any of those tubes of paint and you really want to make a purple color? Well, it's just as easy as mixing red and blue together, right? Maybe not. Let's zoom into the palette and I'm going to talk about mixing purple. Okay, from a young age we're taught that if you mix red and blue together, you're going to get purple. Which might be true if you're talking about primary colors, but really it's not always that simple. And I'll talk about that a little bit more as we go. I've got some of my more common reds here. I've got cadmium red light, quinacridone red, cadmium red medium, and primary magenta. Down here I've got some of the common blues. I've got cobalt blue, phthalo blue, cerulean blue, and ultramarine blue. And I've got white here so I can just bring the value up so we can see what's happening when we mix our colors. Let's start out with some cadmium red light and some cobalt blue. We'll mix that together. Okay, and then we'll add a little white just so we can see what we've got for a color. And if you look at that, that is kind of purple, but really it's gray. It's a very muted, muddy purple gray. It's not really that bright, vibrant violet or purple that we want to get. So let's try cadmium red light with phthalo blue. Okay, we'll add a little white in here. Okay, that is definitely, we'll even add some more red in here. That's definitely not purple, that's gray. All right, so let's try again with cad red light and some cerulean blue. Okay, maybe this will be purple. Again, that's pretty gray. Okay, we'll try cadmium red light with ultramarine blue. And with that, we get, again, kind of a purplish gray. So not really any vibrant purples, but some nice, interesting purple grays that you can work with. But we're still searching for getting a nice, vibrant purple color. So let's try the quinacridone color. We'll go with that. And some cobalt blue. A little bit of white. And now we have a really vibrant purple. You can see the difference between the colors. That's a very vibrant, saturated color. Now let's go with the quinacridone color again in phthalo blue. And we again get a nice vibrant purple, just a different shade, a little more bluish for our purple. Okay, let's go with the quinacridone red and cerulean blue. And again, we get a nice, pretty good purple in there. A little bit different shade. Kind of in the middle, we've got more of a reddish purple, bluish purple, and then one right in the middle there. And then finally we'll do the quinacridone red with a little ultramarine blue. A little bit of white, and we'll go these colors a little bit more. And again, a pretty nice purple. So quinacridone red and my blues make pretty good purples, and we'll talk about why in a minute. Okay, now let's try cadmium red medium. cobalt blue, again we're getting gray. So first attempt we're getting a gray purple, not really a really vibrant purple. You can see the difference here between the purples. Let's try again cadmium red, phthalo blue, and again we're getting a blue-gray purple rather than a vibrant purple. We'll keep trying though. We'll go cad red, cerulean. And again we're getting gray. Still a purplish tint, but mostly gray. Not, if you're looking for a vibrant purple, you're not gonna get it with the cadmium red, it looks like. So we'll try one more with cad red and ultramarine blue. And again, nice earthy gray color, but not our vibrant purple we're looking for. All right, so let's try primary magenta. We'll go with that primary magenta and our cobalt blue. A little bit of white. And there we go, we're getting purple again. So it looks like our primary magenta, we'll go phthalo blue, primary magenta, some white. Again, getting nice, pretty vibrant purple. Cerulean blue and primary magenta again make a nice purple, and these shades are all pretty similar, you can see. And then we'll go with our ultramarine blue and primary magenta. And again, we get a nice purple. Okay, so you can see here my cad reds and blues make gray. And cadmium red is one of the more common colors in people's palette. Sometimes it's the only red in people's palettes. You can see here the quinacridone red and the primary magenta make nice purples with all of our blues. And I'll talk about the reasoning behind that in just a second. I want to show you one more color mixture, and that's alizarin crimson and the blues. So we'll do alizarin crimson, cobalt blue, and we get a decent purple, still kind of grayish, but kind of in the middle between these grays and this vibrant purple. So we'll go alizarin crimson and our phthalo blue. And again, kind of a darker gray, but on the verge of purple. So our alizarin crimson and cerulean blue make a decent purple. Again, kind of in the middle of the vibrancy between the grays and the bright purple. And then finally we'll do one more mix here, ultramarine blue and alizarin crimson. And that makes a decent purple, but not quite as vibrant as these purples. So let's talk a little bit about why we're getting the colors we're getting. So when it comes to mixing colors, sometimes you're accidentally mixing colors together that are complements that you don't think are complements. And what happens when you mix a complementary color with another complementary color is you usually get a muddy color, either kind of gray or brown. When it comes to mixing your reds and your blues together, you have to learn about the different bias or which way the color leans on the color wheel. So for example, cadmium red actually leans more towards orange. And with color theory, or when you're learning about colors, your complement to orange is blue. So when you're mixing orange and blue together, you're getting gray. So since cadmium red has that bias towards orange, when you're mixing with your blue, even though you think you're mixing red because it says it's red on the tube, even though you're mixing red and blue together, you're actually getting gray. It does have a purplish tint to it, but it's actually kind of a muddy gray color. So when you're mixing primary magenta or quinacridone red, those actually lean more towards the purple side of red. So when you mix the more purple side of red with blue, you get purple. And so that's why you have to learn about what kind of bias or what kind of, which way your color leans when you're mixing colors. Blues also have certain biases. Sometimes your blues can be a little bit more on the green side, like your cerulean blue. And some can be more on the purple side, like your ultramarine blue. So learning which way your color leans on the color wheel is really important when you're mixing colors. Purples are kind of hard because you just think if you mix red and blue together, you're going to get purple. You can get purple out of the tube, like I said at the beginning of the video, but when you don't have that purple tube, you have to kind of know what type of red you're mixing with what type of blue you're mixing in order to get a really vibrant purple. Now, that doesn't mean that those other gray purples aren't important. You can use grays, you can use more of those earthy, muddy colors as connector colors, shadow colors, different types of things that connect up your vibrant purples. So they are important mixtures. Just kind of try to learn how each color goes, and when you mix them with what kind of blue, does it make a gray or does it make a purple? You'll usually know right off the top of your head by looking at your reds. Most people can just see that that red is a little bit more purple or that red's a little bit more orange. And if you know that mixing your complementary colors, orange and blue, make gray, you'll know what reds to mix with what blues. So I hope you found that information helpful on mixing purples. I'm going to talk about mixing some other colors that kind of have those similar kind of borderline complementary color mixes that end up getting muddy. I'm going to do another video on those later on. So if you enjoyed this video, I hope you subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in online painting lessons, please visit my website, www.timgagnon.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.